All right, let's talk about AI and business schools. For these institutions today, adopting AI isn't just some tech upgrade. It's really a question of relevance. Honestly, it's about survival in a world that AI is just completely turning upside down.
So, this is the question, right? Is your school ready? This is what every dean, every professor, every administrator really needs to be asking themselves. And this isn't some far-off future problem. No, this is the challenge right now that's going to define who leads in education for years to come.
Look, the whole debate over if we should adopt AI, that's over. The real conversation, the one that matters, is how. And to help you figure that out, we're going to break down a really simple framework. It's all about two fundamental paths you can take.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk relevance. AI is completely reinventing every single industry your students are going to walk into. So if your business school doesn't have a clear AI strategy, you're risking becoming obsolete. It's really that simple. It's about competitiveness and, yeah, it's about survival.
So how do you even begin to build that strategy? Well, it pretty much boils down to a single, fundamental choice. There are two dominant paths you can take to bring AI into your institution. Let's take a look at what they are.
And this right here, this is the core decision. On one side, you've got automation and augmentation. Think of this as using AI to make what you already do just better, faster, smarter. It's all about improving the present. But then, on the other side, you have the AI-first approach. This is way more radical. This is about embedding AI into the very heart of everything you do, completely reimagining the future of the school. Which path you choose? Well, that's going to depend on your vision, your resources, and frankly, how good your data is. Okay, so let's dive into that first path, augmentation. For most schools, this is the practical, logical place to start. It's how you build up your skills, get some quick wins on the board, and get everyone from faculty to staff comfortable with these new AI tools. Now, this approach isn't just one single thing. It's more like a journey, really, through 4 connected stages. You start with efficiency, then you level up to effectiveness, then you bring in the expert strategy, and finally, you push towards real innovation. Let's break down what each of those actually means.
First up is the efficiency strategy. This is really the low-hanging fruit. Think about all the routine, rules-based tasks, like admissions workflows or generating timetables. AI can handle that stuff. And what does that do? It frees up your amazing staff to focus on the things that actually matter. Higher value work, like mentoring students. But, and this is a big but, you have to be careful. Automation can amplify any biases you already have, so building in fairness and transparency from day one is absolutely non-negotiable.
All right, so once you've got efficiency down, you can level up to effectiveness. This is where AI goes from just saving time to actually improving results. I'm talking about things like early warning systems that can flag students who might be struggling, or using predictive analytics to help guide students to the best job placements. This is where you start using data to directly boost student success, which of course boosts the school's reputation.
The next stage is what we call the expert strategy. And this one is all about building trust. Here, the AI acts like a digital expert assistant. So it might crunch the data on thousands of applications to create a shortlist. But, and this is the key part, the final decision is always made by a human, by the admissions officer. This human-in-the-loop idea is so important. It's about augmenting human expertise, not replacing it. And that's how you get your faculty and staff to actually trust and use these tools.
And that brings us to the final stage of the augmentation path, innovation. This is where things get really exciting. You stop just making old processes better and you start inventing completely new ones. Imagine AI-powered business simulations or hyper-personalized education paths for every single student. You could even create new micro-credentials that open up whole new ways to bring in revenue. This is where a school goes from being a follower to a real thought leader in the space. Okay, so that's the whole augmentation path. It's powerful, it's practical, and it's all about improving what you already do. But what about that other path, the more visionary one? Well, becoming an AI-first school, that's not just about buying a few more software tools. It's a fundamental shift. It's about weaving AI into the very DNA of your institution.
So, what does AI first even mean? It's really a mindset. It means that for every single challenge you face, whether it's designing a new course or engaging with alumni, the very first question you ask is, how can AI help us solve this in a completely new way? It's a huge ambition for sure, and it requires a deep, long-term commitment.
Yeah, you can't just snap your fingers and become AI first. You have to build the foundation, and it really rests on these 5 key things.
First, you need a data culture where people actually trust what the data is telling them. Second, you need high-quality data itself, clean, standardized, and connected. Third, the digitization has to be there, the infrastructure to make it all work. Fourth, you absolutely need AI talent, people who know what they're doing. And finally, none of it works without real change management, a commitment from the top to see it through. If you miss even one of these, AI first is just a buzzword.
Okay, so whether you're just starting on that practical augmentation path or you're aiming for that big AI-first dream, the question is the same. Where on earth do you start? Well, looking at other industries that have gone through this, there are really two simple, powerful rules for success that always hold true.
Rule number 1. This one is completely non-negotiable. Fix your data first. I mean it. You can have the most brilliant algorithm in the world, but it's totally useless if you're feeding it garbage. Messy, fragmented data will kill any AI project before it starts. You have to get your digital house in order first. You know the saying, garbage in, garbage out.
And rule number 2 is just as important. Start small, but scale fast. Please forget about those giant multi-year AI transformation projects that try to boil the ocean. They almost always fail. Instead, pick one small, high-impact project. Maybe an AI tool to analyze student feedback. Get a quick win, prove that it works, build some trust momentum, and then you can scale it up. Momentum is absolutely everything here.
Okay, but with all this incredible power comes a ton of responsibility. And this brings us to what might be the most important part of this whole conversation. The technology has to serve your mission, not the other way around. And that means you need a really strong ethical framework in place from the get-go.
So what does that look like? Well, these principles are basically your guardrails. You need clear policies on academic integrity. You need to be doing regular bias audits on any AI systems you use, especially for things like admissions. You absolutely must keep a human in the loop for the big decisions to ensure accountability. And of course, data privacy has to be rock solid. This isn't something you tack on at the end. It has to be part of the design from day one.
And this quote just sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? At the end of the day, this whole transformation, it isn't really about the algorithms. It's about the people. The most sophisticated tech on the planet can't save you if you don't have a clear vision and a real commitment to your human values. That's the stuff that really matters. That's what makes the difference.
So it all comes back to you. You've seen the two paths, you've heard the rules for success. So what now? What's your first step? And I mean, forget the huge 5-year plan for a second. What's the one small, high-impact AI project your school could start, like today, this semester? That's the question to take back to your team and get this journey started.